Alex. What's going on, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's up, Ed? We just clocked out. All right. Hey, Xavier. What's up? Hey, Adlena. Sorry, Adlena. Hey, what's up, New Jones? Hey, what's up, y'all? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. How's everybody doing? Today. Sorry, y'all, I'm yawning. Hey, Distant Lovers. You know, I love that name. Sassy Queen, Brandon, Lauren, Alikala. Hey, how's everybody doing? Come on in. Oh, shoot. Hey, Belize. Mwah. Hey, baby. What's up, little baby? Hey, DC. Money makes the world go round. Money. Child, you ain't lying about the money. Oh, all of a sudden I started yawning. Like, I literally just started yawning like maybe 15 minutes ago. What's up? So, oh, thank you, Lauren. You know, I love lipstick. Even I just started getting into like face makeup and stuff like this year, like within the last year, I guess year and a half, fooling with Abby. I would wear foundation from time to time, but I wasn't like an everyday. I'm still not an everyday person, but doing like a whole face has been recently. But I've always been a lipstick person. Like literally, people could go back to high school and tell you that I love lipsticks. So yeah, I love different lipsticks. Thank you. And I love colors. I love colors, and I've always loved these dark colors. I got away from them for a while, but I've always loved. When I was in college, I used to wear these dark colors all the time. I don't know, but thank you so much. This is Juvia's Place. This is Juvia's Place. It's I forget the name of this, but it's the chocolate. Abby probably knows the name of it, but it's the chocolate. Hold on, Yoko. This is the Yoko Metallic. Oh, I keep going away from the camera. The Yoko Metallic, Juvia's Place. So, and I have a little bit of gloss on top of it just because I don't really like the matte that much. I really don't like matte lipstick that much, but this is I have a little bit of gloss on top of it. I have the Fenty, like just a little, like it's like a little, I guess like a little sampler Fenty on top, just a little bit. Give it a little bit of shine. So what's up, you guys? I got a few things I want to talk about with you. I forgot to put, one of the things I forgot to put in the title, but I wanted to talk to, no, this was before. Abby, is this from the Vanessa collection? I don't think so, because this was before Vanessa. I think. Because I know the Vanessa palette is new. But I don't know if they had like a whole Vanessa like line or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep yawning. Like, I'm literally wide awake. I don't know why I keep yawning. So first of all, I'm going to start with the story that I really wasn't going to talk about this story because I was like, I just can't do another story like this. Yeah, it's from before. Yeah, I thought it was from before the Vanessa collection. Yeah. But it kind of keeps coming up. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. So let me read y'all a little bit of this story, child. And some of y'all are probably already familiar with this story. All right, here we go. So, Rochester, New York. Police officers were called to an emergency at a home where they ended up pepper spraying a 9-year-old child. Unfortunately, this is not an incident where a person in crisis team would have been called, Warren said Sunday. Well, I'm sorry, I started from the middle. New York Mayor Lovely Warren. Now, the woman's first name is Lovely, child Lovely. Provides non-law enforcement response to some emergency contact calls. I'm all over the place. Hold on, this isn't the article that I'm looking for, so hold on, let me start from the beginning. Because this is them trying to explain why it happened the way it happened, and I don't care about why it happened the way it happened. I just want to talk about what happened. All right. The woman called 911 due to a vehicle dispute at her home. The notice of claim stated after police arrived, her daughter ran outside and the mother requested the help of the officers because the daughter was upset about her mother and stepfather arguing. According to the police, the daughter was threatening to harm herself and her mother. The Rochester Democrat and Chronicle, part of the USA Today network, is not publishing the name of the mother. The mother informed officers that her daughter should be given some mental health assistance. The claim said in total, the city released 16 minutes of redacted footage. So what is the purpose? What's up, Star? So what is the purpose of having body cam if they can redact and edit the footage that they share with us? I thought that the purpose of having body cams was so that we could see what happened, right? Anyway. The 9-year-old was pepper sprayed by police. In an attempt to subdue the child, the officers took her to the ground, handcuffed her, and put her in the back of the police vehicle. When the child refused to put her feet inside the car, an officer sprayed an irritant, pepper or OC spray, in her face. Mother claimed that the daughter was forcefully handcuffed. Her daughter was hurt as the officer pulled her arm behind her back. One officer said she was going to pepper spray the child, but dropped the canister in the snow before doing so. Another officer did pepper spray the girl, and she was detained under the state's mental hygiene law. She was taken to the hospital, treated, and then released to the custody of her mother. Police never told the mother that the child was pepper sprayed or that they struggled with the child, handcuffed her, and arrested her. Well, that part I don't understand, because if it happened at your house, why wasn't you out there? Like, the footage I saw, the girl was rolling around in the snow with the cops. Like, you wasn't out there? So how did you not know all this happened? But that's another conversation, I guess, for another day, child. So now the mother is suing the police department, as she should. Now, when people say, the reason why I brought this up is so that I can say this to you guys. When people talk about defund the police, I really don't like that title. I don't like it because I think it gives a false understanding of what people want. Defunding the police would mean that in this situation, the minute that the mother said the child is threatening to hurt herself, immediately the police would call in a critical crisis unit. Now, understanding that when the mother originally called the police and said, hey, they're, we have a domestic dispute here because me and my husband or boyfriend are fighting over this car, that's fine. But once you got there and the daughter started acting out and the mother said she's threatening to take her life, whether she means it or not, she's a 9-year-old child. She may not really mean that I'm about to kill myself. Kids sometimes utter things and say things, but that's not the point. The point is she could be serious and she could mean it. And in that moment, someone who has expertise in dealing with mental health should have been called. And that is what we talk about. When we talk about defund the police, we're talking about give them training and give them more resources. Because clearly, the people who showed up at that woman's house were not equipped. Period. We're not equipped. I don't know what the fuck makes any grown person think that they need to pepper spray a 9-year-old child that is already handcuffed. First of all, she shouldn't have even been handcuffed, okay? Let's start there. But the fact that she was handcuffed says to me, y'all already lost the battle. What you handcuffing a 9-year-old child for that wasn't doing nothing? Now, they said, well, she kicked the police officer and she refused to comply. The mother already told you she was in crisis. The mother already said, my daughter is in crisis. So, of course, she's not complying. Y'all act like a 9-year-old kicking a police officer is the same as a grown man punching a police officer in the face. It's not on the same level. It's a 9-year-old child. It's the same thing in the school. A 9-year-old child kicks me in the midst of a mental breakdown. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same mindset. Anyway, all right, let me read what some of y'all are saying, child. Let me read what some of y'all are saying. Defund the police, defund the police. The police literally told the 9-year-old child, why are you acting like a child? Right, because I'm a child. Exactly. But you know what? Xavier, that goes to the bigger picture. Hey, everybody coming in. I'm sorry I'm not speaking to everybody as they're coming in. I done already got on a roll, y'all. I already got in my head now. But that goes back to the mindset that they don't see our little black kids as kids. They are never seen as kids. For that grown man to tell a 9-year-old child, why are you acting like a child? Because the fuck I am. I'm a child. Acting like a child. They never see our children as children. And that is the perfect example of what we're talking about when we say that. I saw a glimpse of the video. It didn't take 5 cops. It certainly did not. Hey, Tracy, Sassy Queen, Dewana, Gigi Jones, Shawana. Hey, Shawana, I ain't seen you in a while. Hey, babes. They can't have, yeah, they were more aggressive with a 9-year-old than a mob of 45. You better, listen, Belize, you better say it again. You better say that. I wish I was on stream, y'all. I put that up on the screen. You better say it again. They were more aggressive with a 9-year-old child than they were with people who were stomping the Constitution and entering the Capitol with the intent of causing bodily harm. Let that sink in. And I've always been under the impression that they will edit any body cam footage because they have control over it. Yeah. What's up, Gina? Gina, I just saw the email today, so I'm gonna try to get over there, but I ain't gonna be on time. Well, you know I ain't gonna be on time. I ain't never on time. I did send send Shanae my information though, so she has my information. The police could have just got the child some ice cream or gummy bears and called it a day. They can't handle a 9-year-old. I think they might be deeper stuff going on in the house. Well, but the thing is this, you know, there are 9-year-olds that are issues, like they have issues. This child could have legitimately had some issues. You know what I mean? But that's all the more reason why you say, hey, I'm not equipped to handle this. And you call in a crisis unit. I mean, Dez is in the chat. You know what I'm talking. You call in a crisis unit. Hey, Royalty Forever. Mwah, how you doing? So the police could have just got the child. Oh, I just read that. They should be a whole different number and department for issues with mental illness. Right, but you know what though, Xavier? In now on this part, I'm going to defend the police. When the mother originally called the police, she didn't say anything about mental issues. So when the police showed up, they showed up for a domestic dispute because that's what she said. That there was a dispute over a vehicle between her and her husband, boyfriend, whatever. It wasn't until the police showed up that the daughter ran out the house and was acting up. And that's when the mother said to the police, she is threatening to take her life. Immediately, somebody, all them damn cops were there. Immediately, somebody should get on their radio and say, we need a crisis unit at this address immediately. And it shouldn't have taken more than 10 or 15 minutes. And at that point, their response should not have been to control. It should have been to calm down. Like at that point, you talk to the young lady and say, hey, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't approach her, get out. I said, get out. Like that's how they were coming at her. She's in crisis. She's in crisis. And again, if you've never dealt with children in crisis, that is why the police are not equipped for that. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean that the police can't do, but they're not equipped for that. So you call somebody who is, or you train them to be. And that's what defund the police is about. The defund the police is about either giving police officers more training when it comes to those types of issues, or hire more mental health experts, meaning you hire less police and increase the mental health experts. Excuse me. All right, let me read some. Let me get caught up on these comments. What y'all really gonna do? Instead of them having partners that are other officers, they need to have crisis specialists as partners. I don't know if I think one of them should be trained. I think there should be some mandatory training. I'm so tired of these mofos. Grown folks can't handle a temper tantrum. But now I'm gonna say this: it's not always just a temper tantrum. Like I think we oversimplify that as well. Again, there's a difference between a child being mad because they're not getting their way and a child in crisis. That's two different things. There are children who, yes, they have tantrums because they're not getting their way, and then there are children who may have some mental issues and may be in crisis and may be having a meltdown, and that's two different things. And that's two different things. Hey, Yana, your son is 9 years old. See, and it makes you scared to call the police for any damn thing. That's really horrible. They see is our skin, and those cops need to be fired. Yeah, they do. Well, the mama's suing them. The mama already suing them, honey. Every lawyer in Rochester, New York called her. You know that. That's crazy. And you're right. They don't see black children as children. Yeah, they don't. They don't see us as children. They need better training. Why couldn't a crisis expert be called? Exactly, Bernadette. That's what I'm saying. But that's what when people say defund the police, that's what we're talking about. It's not about, don't pay the police or get rid of the police. No, it's let's hire more mental health experts. Let's train police officers to deal with crisis. Because let's be clear, that was a 9-year-old child. But there are adults that go through crisis. And if they're treating a 9-year-old black child like that, what are they doing to the 21-year-old black man who's in crisis? We see what happens. We've seen examples of what happens when they're dealing with that. And again, people deal with mental health issues, and there's just a different way. There's a difference in handling someone who's acting out versus someone who is legitimately in crisis. What's up, Jonathan? Hey, babe. I believe in defund the police because we have places and departments that are more helpful in several issues. Yeah, I believe in the idea of it. I just don't like that title. I don't like the title defund the police, but I absolutely believe in what it means. Absolutely. This is why people are talking about defunding the police. They need to divert some resources to other services. Police shouldn't have been involved. Yeah. Hey, Below, what's up? You reading your book? What chapter you on, girl? Yeah, they did. They absolutely escalated the problem. They did. Instead of de-escalating, they escalated. Oh, well, thank you. Everybody said bless me. Thank you. I think something very wrong with that mother, because why would your first reaction be to call the popo, especially if you know your child? That's what I'm saying. All right, y'all, you're not understanding what I'm saying. She never called the police on her child. She called the police because there was a domestic dispute between her and the boyfriend. And the child got upset while they were arguing. And when the police showed up, the child ran out of the house, and the mother said to the police, "Help my child. She's threatening to take her life." She didn't call the police on her child. That's not what happened. She called the police because her and the boyfriend were arguing over a car. I guess he was threatening to take the car or whatever. And she called the police because they were having a conflict. It was a domestic dispute in the beginning. But I think that you should crisis management to domestic disputes. You don't know. Police officers have said that the most dangerous call that they go on is a domestic dispute. When they go to calls at people's homes, they said the most dangerous call that they go on is a domestic dispute because it is so unpredictable. It's such a volatile situation. And so I think there should be a crisis unit that when there's a domestic violence situation, I think the police show up and automatically a crisis unit shows up. That's just what I think. Just like when you call the fire department, the ambulance automatically comes. It's just automatic. I think a crisis unit should automatically be there when there's a domestic dispute. All right. Laquan McDonald. Yeah. Thank you for clearing that up. Yeah. It's weird. Folks are having mental health crisis 50 years ago, but police weren't automatically getting violent with them. What changed? I disagree. I don't think anything has changed. I think the difference is our accessibility to seeing it. Like Will Smith said, like police brutality didn't just start. It's just that now we have cell phones and we have cameras and we have body cam footage and we see it now. I don't think it just started. I mean, I'm sure that if we go back, we can look at a whole lot of incidents between the police and civilians that if we examine the incident, it was probably somebody in crisis and not just, oh, well, you know, they lunged at a cop for no reason. After watching 16 Shots documentary, I don't care if I have faith. Majority of officers will really take anything away from crisis training. Rarely take anything. Yeah, that's true. They need to do reallocation of funds so that the police departments have experts to handle. And that's what defund the police is about. Hey, brother, that's what defund the police is. It's about reallocating those funds, not hiring so many police officers, hiring more mental health people, not buying so many weapons, put some training in place. So yeah, that's why I say, Bernadette, that I think the title defund the police I think it allows for people to have wiggle room in the argument instead of dealing with the problem. But that's just my 2 cents. All right. So I just had to bring that up because, like I said, I wasn't going to talk about it, but it kept coming up and it was just on my spirit. It was on my spirit to talk about it. Okay. All right. Hey, Authentically Young. Hey. So where do I want to go next? We ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time on this. Lord, the video done dropped that's allegedly Trey Songz. Now, the internet forensic specialist said that they have lined up the tattoos and the voice and that it is Trey Songz. And the video, from what I hear, I don't know. I don't know how it got out. I don't know how it got out. But it's trending on Twitter. Yeah, the internet forensic specialists have lined up the tattoos and they've done their own voice analysis and they have concluded that it is Trey Songz now. I'm grinning like I've seen it. I heard. Oh, the video dropped 2 days ago. I wouldn't know nothing about it. I wouldn't know nothing about all that stuff. You know what, Belize? Not they put it out like that apartment put Keisha Cole out. I ain't doing this with you, Belize. No, we already know that Trey can't do what Kim Kardashian did. Y'all know it don't work the same way for us. Come on now. Y'all know it don't work the same way for us. Y'all know that. All Trey posts on his OnlyFans is some damn pictures, but somebody got to leak the hood. Listen. Child, anyway, so like I said, we ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time on that, but he trending. So I was like, I'll address it, but it was on Twitter. Now I heard they taking it down, so y'all better hurry up and go and find it. But I'm sure El Teddy will have the breakdown on Silly Saturdays. I think he said he'll be back this weekend. So El Teddy might have the breakdown for y'all. Y'all know the House of Debauchery might get a little deeper. You know. How can you tell from that video that I didn't just watch? So from what I heard, his arm, the left arm, you can see the tattoos, and they lined up those tattoos with his tattoos. Allegedly, that's what I heard. Because, of course, there are no two people in the world that got the same tattoo in the same place. That's what I had heard. Anyway, R. Kelly's associate pled guilty today to trying to bribe a witness that was going to testify in R. Kelly's trial. That he pled guilty. Not allegedly, he pled guilty. He offered $500,000 for the witness to not testify. Now, here's my question. Where the hell was he going to get $500,000 from? R. Kelly couldn't even post his own bail. I mean, where was he going to get $500,000 from? Now, don't get me wrong. Do I think that R. Kelly is broke? No. I think R. Kelly got money he can't touch because he ain't supposed to have it. But I don't think he necessarily broke. But I'm like, $500,000. Now, that's a lot of damn money to not testify. $500,000? What the hell was this witness going to say? I mean, was she the star witness? I know that's right, Authentically Young. She said, listen, I ain't looking for it because if I can't feel it for myself, then I don't want to see it. I know that's right. That's the same one that allegedly set the girl, Azriel Clary's car on fire. Yes, I believe that is the same one. I believe it's the same one. But the girl in the video is currently with Trey Songz. They was commenting on each other's Instagrams. That's all I got to say about that. I'm just saying. I didn't see nothing. Oh, you're not talking to me. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know, y'all, but he pled guilty, so he's not even going through the motions and saying, listen, I guess they must have him dead to rights. I'm sure they made some sort of deal. If he pled guilty, they've already cut some sort of deal. But I just find that interesting that he pled guilty. He was like, I'm not even going to go through all of the ins and the outs. Child, I did it. But I just want to know who thought that's probably how he got caught. Offering her some damn $500,000 because I would have been like, I know R. Kelly don't have no $500,000, so you ain't got no money to give me, and I'm calling the police. Like, that's probably how he got caught. Out. They had him wiretapped, yeah, but $500,000. That's a lot of damn money. Maybe he doing strange for some prison change. He might cash in all his ramen and Kool-Aid commissary. You know what? Maybe he is. Maybe he is. I think R. Kelly's trial is supposed to start soon, right? Isn't it supposed to start like in the next month or so, I believe. It's supposed to start soon. That'll be interesting. I'm sure we'll get little trickles here and there what's being said, child, in court. All right. Real Housewives of Dallas. Okay, so listen, I know a lot of y'all don't watch the Real Housewives of Dallas. So, and it really wasn't all of that, to be honest with you. It was a lot of bickering over stupid stuff. I will say this for those of you who watch Dallas, which I know a lot of y'all don't, but um the biggest thing for me, the most touching part of the episode for me was at the end where Dr. Tiffany was right. Belize is back, honey. Belize is dropping knowledge. Yes, Belize is back. Okay, she is back. Um, okay. Um, the biggest thing was at the end of the episode. Tiffany, who's the doctor, she's the new housewife this season. She was saying how she's really struggling with balancing her career and her work life. And we've seen that story before, but this one has a little added twist. It's almost sort of where I think Wendy was trying to go with when she was on the Real Housewives of Potomac, dealing with her sort of crisis. Tiffany's thing is her parents, she comes from an Asian family, and she really fits all of the stereotypes about Asian families being, her mother was a helicopter mom and she was expected to be perfect. And, she said that she remembers times where her parents kept her up until 1:00 in the morning until she got her homework right. And it was just expected that she went to high school, college, Ivy League college, medical school. And it was the expectation. It wasn't, do you want to be a doctor? It was, you're going to be a doctor. And so now she wants to go part-time. She said, my life was crazy before COVID because she's an anesthesiologist. So she said, my schedule was crazy before COVID. But now since COVID, it's a whole nother like stratosphere. And she has twin girls who are like 5 years old, and they're me. But she's like, I feel guilty. I'm exhausted all the time. I just don't have the energy. And her husband, who's a very successful businessman, he was like, well, you don't have to work. And she was like, I know financially, like I don't have to do it. She said, but how do I tell my parents who already think that no matter what I do is never enough? Like no matter what I do is never enough, who constantly remind me and my brother what they did, what they sacrificed for us to have this great life in America. How do I tell them that everything you pushed me to do, I'm now basically not throwing away, because you're a doctor. You're going to always be a doctor, but pushing aside to raise my family. They don't understand it, and what my mom is going to say is, well, I worked and raised my kids. Like, you can work and raise your kids. Like, I don't understand. And so I really felt for her in that moment because, and Wendy to a certain extent, I just, y'all know I wasn't feeling Wendy, but I understood where she was coming from when she's like, listen, I know how my mom feels about this education, but in Wendy's case, it was a little different. Her mother used her education as a bragging point, whereas with Tiffany, it's not so much a bragging point. It's just they don't understand the concept outside of working and being this wonderful doctor. They don't understand that concept. And she was like, really, she was in tears, and she was really broken up about it. And I understood where she was coming from. I mean, not from a personal perspective, because my parents were never like that with me, but I could feel that it was genuine. I think what it was a genuine moment. Even, and I hate to keep comparing it again, but even when I compare with the conversation that Wendy had with her mom, when she was talking to her mom about not wanting to be a professor anymore, the moment did not come off as genuine. It felt produced, right? But that moment last night it really felt genuine. I really felt like Tiffany, I really understood where Tiffany was coming from. And I felt her in that moment. Like, listen, I know that I'm grown and I don't have to live for my parents and all of that, but I don't want to disappoint them. Because at the end of the day, a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us still are at that point, we don't want to disappoint our parents, especially when you are an immigrant, your parents brought you over here, and your whole life you've been told, I sacrificed for you. I sacrificed for you to have this life. And, again, her husband, they have a whole wine company, and I think her husband has like other businesses, but like they have like a whole wine company. Like, and he told her, he was like, well, you don't have to work. Like, he didn't even hesitate. Like, you don't have to work. Or if you want to go part-time, that's good. That's fine. And she was like, I know I have your support. I wouldn't have my parents' support. And, that would just hurt me, that they would look at me differently, So for me, that was like the best part of the episode. The rest of that shit was just regular old housewife shit, child. Wendy was trying to be too private and reveal things through bits and pieces. Yeah. And even the moment just felt like, one minute her mother was like, what? You don't want to do what? Well, but I'm so proud of you. And then the next minute, oh, well, I love you. Whatever you want to do. Hug, hug, kiss, kiss. It just felt, but that moment last night, I mean, that girl was like for real in tears. Like she was for real. So, but the episode itself, it was okay. I mean, it was about Brandy's birthday. Deandra and Carrie argued the whole damn time. Deandra, it's funny, for those of you who watch the show, it's funny because Leanne, all I can think is that Leanne is sitting back watching this show going, I tried to tell y'all. Because a lot of what Leanne said, I'm going to say this, some of what we're seeing this season is making Leanne not look as crazy as we thought Leanne was. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, Wendy's mama turned up for the camera. Yeah. So, don't get me wrong, Leanne was crazy. Okay, let's be clear. Leanne was a little special. But Deandra is starting to show some of her other side too. And remember, last season, I wasn't here for Carrie. But because Leanne went so hard on Carrie and then she made all the Mexican comments, it sort of shifted the focus. But I always thought Carrie was too much. Like, she was over the top and too much. And it's starting to come through again. But anyway, child. Anyway. What? Belize, I must have missed what you said, because now you're talking about Wendy Williams. What I miss? Oh, you know what? Yeah, Belize is back, child. Belize is back. Now something else that came out. I want to get y'all's opinion on this. Oh. All right. Wait a minute. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me find it. Let me read this to you guys, because this is another one that I thought was interesting. So let me get y'all's opinion on it. Oh, Lord, Nick Cannon tested positive for COVID, and Niecy Nash is going to fill in for him for The Masked Singer while he's recuperating. Okay. I just saw that as I was looking for something else. Okay. Who else tested positive this week for COVID? Somebody else tested positive. Oh, Dave Chappelle tested positive, and somebody else, I think. Oh, Michael Strahan. So, y'all, I'll be doubling up and tripling up. You know, they're asking us to double up on our mask now. They're asking people to double up on their mask with these new strands. So, I'm looking for it, y'all. Give me a second. Are y'all here for these celebrity boxing matches? Like, I really think I could care less. Lamar Odom is going to be boxing Aaron Carter, and Tommy is boxing what's that other chick? Is it Natalie Nunn? And now Floyd Mayweather said that he would box 50 Cent in an exhibition match. I really don't think I care about these boxing matches. I just don't think I care, child. All right, I'm looking for it, y'all. I'm looking for it because I want to read it to you. I don't really want to paraphrase, but I'm looking for it. Give me a second. I'm almost there, I think. Nope, I scrolled right past it. Hold on. I should have took a screenshot, but I didn't know if I was going to talk about it or not. But let me see. All right, if I can't find it this way, then I'm going to have to look for it another way. All right, I'm going to have to look for it another way. Sorry, y'all. All right, let me look for it this way. Okay, here it is. All right, let me see what y'all saying. You will watch Floyd Mayweather. Now, I think I will watch Floyd Mayweather 50 Cent because I think 50 Cent would just clown his ass the whole night. Right. Yeah, they ask him, they're telling people to double up on their mask. You know what, Xavier? I ain't doing this with you. Jay Leno Chant, you know what? I'm not doing this with you. Hey, Joshua. All right, so I'm going to read you guys this, and then y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm not going to tell, unless you already know, I'm not going to tell you who it is first. I'm just going to read you the quote. I just came here to say the NAACP and her image awards are transphobic. That's all. I mean, when I look at the roster of nominations and then I remember the performances of MJ Rodriguez and Angelica Ross and Dominique Jackson, you just have to wonder, it's no shade. It's literally triggering to see other pro-Black collectives go out of their way to skip over trans people. I know we aren't up for noms this year, but I just wanted to remind y'all and everyone who are fans of Pose. I remember that year we were eligible. They actually skipped over Black trans talent and nominate white folks and Black queer cis men. Black trans women will always be the gays who take it too far. For some of you, and that's just calling it for what it is. Now, I'm going to let y'all tell me what y'all think first. Hey, Miss Honey, and then I'm going to sort of give y'all my opinion. No, it wasn't Billy Porter. It wasn't Billy Porter. It was not Billy Porter. It was not. It wasn't. I'm gonna tell y'all who it was, but it wasn't Billy Porter. P Valley was nominated for 6 NAACP awards. Pose was no. Pose was nominated for awards, but not for the trans women. Billy Porter was nominated for awards. The lighting, the directing, the makeup. Well, no, not the but the the other auxiliary categories were nominated, but the leading women were not nominated. And you know, on Pose, the leading women are trans, and so this person is saying that the NAACP awards are showing that they're transphobic. But here's what I'm gonna say: it wasn't Angelica Ross, it wasn't T.S. Madison. It was Indy Moore, the person who plays India Moore, the one who plays you know, y'all know who I'm talking about. Shoot, the model. Now her name's not coming to me on the show. So let me say this. And I know I'm saying this as someone who is not a trans woman. Angel, thank you. I know I'm saying this as someone who's not a trans woman. So I am not speaking as if I understand the plight of trans women at all. Let's be clear. First of all, Pose weren't even nominated this year. So they weren't even eligible this year because they didn't have a season. So that's number one. So that's number one. They weren't even eligible this year. They didn't have a season. Number two, I know that in previous years they had been snubbed. And I am not going to say that it has nothing to do with those women being trans women. I can't say that. I honestly cannot say that. Okay. I'm trying to say how I want to say this. You say you tired of Blackish winning every year. Hey, Amber. Hey, babes. So, do I think that there may be some transphobia? Yeah. Just like there's homophobia, and those doors had to be knocked down, I don't know. I will say this. Angelica Ross, yes. Her acting is especially that last season with Candy, she deserved her roses. Absolutely, she deserved her roses. Dominique Jackson's acting is horrible. I mean, I respect her for what she has done and all of that, but her acting is horrible. Period. Horrible. Yeah, DC, yeah, I am. I see the point, and I'm not saying it's not a valid point. I'm not. I know that's right, DC. And I do think that Pose, there are times when, because again, I think Angelica Ross, I said Angelica Houston. I think Angelica Ross should have gotten all of it last. I mean, she did that. She did that. She played that Candy role. Billy Porter is very seasoned, and again, I see improvement in Dominique Jackson, but again, let's not act like she on Oscar level with her acting. She not. She's getting better, but she not. You know what? You ain't got to do me like that, honey. You ain't got to do me like that, honey. Yeah. But I do, and let's be clear, I don't have a problem with anybody calling it out. It should be called out. Because here's what happens. You call it out so that the next time it's in the front of their mind that, wait a minute, maybe we need to check ourselves. I mean, that's what Hollywood had to do when they did the whole hashtag Hollywood So Black. What happened? And they boycotted, and they were calling for the boycott of the Oscars. What happened the next year? Everybody black got nominated for something. So it's a place for it. I don't have no problems with it. It's a place for it, But yeah, so I just found that to be interesting. Yeah, I'm back up off of what I was gonna say. Let's talk about the Golden. Since we on that, let's talk about the Golden Globe nominees. Let's talk about the Golden Globe nominees. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's talk about it. Chadwick Boseman is nominated for Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture Drama for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Viola Davis was also nominated for Ma Rainey. Regina King was nominated for Best Director for One Night in Miami. Daniel Kaluuya, I guess I'm saying it right. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in Judas and the Black Messiah. John Boyega, Best Supporting Actor in a Series, Small Axe. So those are the highlights of the black folk who was nominated for Golden Globe Awards. And y'all know that the Golden Globe Awards are sort of the preamble to the Oscars. So a lot of the same people get nominated. Okay. Oh, sorry, Amber. I just had to go back up and see what everybody was telling Amber sorry for. Sorry, Amber. We'll keep them in your prayer. Yeah, so anybody doing this with you, little baby? Anybody doing this with you? So yeah, that was that's what it was. I had politics down here, but I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, Dominique is doing her thing in American Gods. I don't look at American Gods. I heard it's a good movie though. I mean, a good show though. Nah, it wasn't about no stimulus. Y'all, they talking about the stimulus plan might not be finalized until March, so don't hold your breath on no stimulus. And Xavier, don't go yelling in the chat. Don't go yelling in the chat. I know you want your money. Biden has created a task force specifically geared towards reuniting families at the border where the children were separated from their families. So that's what he did today. He put that in place. So there's a task force specifically to reunite people with their families. There have been 180 people as of today, 180 people charged in the insurrection that took place on January the 6th. So the numbers have gone up. We're up to 180 now. I know it was thousands of people down there, y'all, but I mean, they didn't got to it. They had almost 200, and a lot of those people's charges have gone up. They started off charging them, a lot of them with misdemeanors, but like I told you guys, I anticipated that the charges would be increased, and a lot of them have been. Well, I mean, I know you say only 180. I know, but again, I don't have no defense. Shit, 180. That's all I got. I didn't see this, but I trust Beautiful Soul. She said that the Proud Boys have been deemed a terrorist group, a hate group in Canada, and so that has frozen up a lot of their money and assets in the country of Canada. So I mean, hopefully they'll do the same here. Yeah, Belize, I saw that too. Beautiful Soul was talking about that earlier. If y'all want that breakdown, y'all go to Beautiful Soul's chat from earlier today. She did the whole breakdown on that woman who asked the judge if she, the woman who has the flower shop down in Texas, who videotaped the guy with his feet up on Pelosi's desk, asked if she could go on her vacation, honey. The judge approved it. I said, while one of the black guys that was riding with them ain't even out on bail, but she can go on no, ain't nothing else to talk about, T.I. I mean, ain't nothing to talk about until more information come out. It is what it is. No, it's definitely not new. We know what happens. It's definitely not new. Again, people don't understand why we mad. That's why we be mad about stuff. Please pray for your family We had an attempted break-in of our garage, which is outside of our bedroom. Husband has not been able to sleep. Oh no, Tracy. Oh, definitely, yeah. People are desperate. I'm not making no excuses for criminals by any means, but people are desperate. People are desperate. Um, Miss Honey brings up a good point. They have over 2,000 cameras in the Capitol. But remember, I told you guys that they're not saying this. I have not seen this in a lot of places. There was also a cyber attack simultaneously, and they lost a lot of that. There was they couldn't get cell phone signals, computers couldn't, the internet went down, and I'm sure the cameras went down because there was also a cyber attack that was simultaneous with them going into the Capitol. So a lot of those cameras, the footage is probably dead. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I do know that they said that there was a cyber attack that happened at the same time. And again, they're not making a big deal about that. They're not reporting on that because again, it would, for them to report on that, it would look, oh my gosh, distant lover, my God. Oh my gosh, we'll definitely pray for you. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow. Okay. No, Xavier, I didn't see her live. But yeah, they're not reporting that. They're not reporting that, you guys, about that cyber attack. I've only heard that a few places, but where I heard it were reputable places. I didn't hear them on a conspiracy theory website. I it was a reputable place that I saw it. Probably MSNBC, because that's where I'm 90% of the time where I get my information from is MSNBC or CNN. Exactly, Miss Honey. Well, they're not talking about it because, again, they don't want this to look like it was an organized, planned attack. But it was. This was a very organized, planned insurrection. Very much so. Just like, why do they keep showing y'all footage from the outside, the chaos outside, but they don't keep showing the footage from the organized inside? Because that footage, and I mean, you saw it, but they don't keep. That's not in the loop. Whenever they talk about the insurrection on January 6th, we see that same damn footage of them people walking in the front door, going through the metal detectors, the people out front with the flag. We see the people maybe beating the police, but they do not add that footage in the loop of that woman telling people the floor plan of the Capitol and go down which hallway and make a left, and it's going to put you at such and such office, and if you go through this door, it's going to put you in such and such place. Like, all of that. They don't want, because they don't want us, all of us, to continue harping on the fact that this was organized. They don't want us to do that. I saw that as well, Alikala, that panic buttons were disabled. I saw that. Yeah, and keep it cute. I don't disagree that, because again, the one thing I will say, and maybe this is just me being the person that I am, the one thing I will say is we have to be patient, because the FBI moves in silence. The FBI is not here for the rah-rah. Like, the FBI you won't hear shit from the FBI for 6 months. And then at the end of that 6 months, you'll just hear the FBI raided 500 homes simultaneously, all at 8 o'clock Saturday morning. They busted down 800, doors all across the United States. Like, they don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, what? Oh my goodness, what? Like, look at how they did the mob. For years, people were like, how does the mob keep getting away with this? How do they keep getting away with this? And then, like, one day, they just, like, arrested, like, the whole damn mob. Like, and most of those charges stuck. The people who flipped, but the people that they had dead to rights, they had them dead to rights. So I'm just gonna say that. I know some people don't have any faith in our criminal justice system, and I'm not saying you should, but I'm gonna just say the FBI moves in silence. So I'm just gonna wait and see what the FBI got going on. The FBI moves in silence. Do you think the FBI is legit investigating? I really hope so. I really hope Biden is task forcing. Yeah, I think the FBI is really, yeah, absolutely. I think, but I also think that there's certain things that there's a lot of things going on simultaneously right now, and I think some things are connected to things that we don't necessarily know. For example, Trump's impeachment trial. A lot of that evidence, they may not be able to tip their hand to certain things because of the impeachment trial. Remember, I told you guys that they were charging. She upstairs, child. She ain't even been downstairs. She working today. She been down here to eat and go right back upstairs. She ain't even been down here today. I lost my train of thought now. The no-fly list video, yes, honey. Hilarious. But a lot of things, like I was telling y'all before, remember I told y'all that they weren't going to charge those people with any types of felonies until after the inauguration, because I guess they were worried that Trump would pardon some of those people. So they waited to charge them with the federal charges until after the inauguration. Just like you notice, New York ain't really made no moves yet either, as far as, what they want Trump for. Why? Because Trump got this impeachment situation going on. Now, do I think Trump is going to be impeached? It doesn't look like it. But until that is done, it's kind of put a lot of stuff on hold. But do I think the FBI is investigating? Absolutely, I do. I absolutely believe so. Do I think that all 5,000 people who were down there are going to get charged? No. We're probably, if they're at 180 now, we might get another 150 to 100 people. They're going to focus on the main. They're not going to try to get every person they caught on camera. They're going to get the people that did something. They're going to get the guy with his feet on the desk. They're going to get the people who, for the cameras that they could prove and show of people who got assaulted. Like they're going to focus on that. They're not going to stretch their resources and try to charge every damn person that they could say, oh, well, that was my uncle. Oh, that was my cousin. If all they was doing was walking through the Capitol. Because remember, the Capitol Police let them in. And that's the other thing we can't negate. Yes, they were wrong for being there, but the Capitol Police let them in. So they're going to focus on the ones who were physically pushing past the police and the police officers who were assaulted, if they can show it and they can prove it. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to focus on. But to charge every single person who was in the Capitol, the Capitol Police opened the damn doors and said, come on in. And a lot of information has come out about that as well. That was you're right. I'm sorry, Dolce, you're correct. He is impeached. He's been impeached twice. I'm sorry, you're right. I used the wrong terminology. You are correct. I mean convicted. You are absolutely correct. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me, because I used the wrong terminology. I absolutely did. What's up, Young Rich? Hey, babes. Yeah, distant lover. Those are the people that I think they're going to focus on. The woman who was going to sell the computer, Nancy Pelosi's computer. The guy that stole Nancy Pelosi's, lectern. The guy with his feet on her desk. The people who stole the documents out. I think those are the people they're going to focus on. Josh Hawley is a horrible person, and he should be expelled from Congress. Him and Ted Cruz. And that other lady, Marjorie Greene, all of them, they should be expelled from Congress. They are horrible. Right. The police numbers at the Capitol were low, and it ain't had nothing to do with them being unprepared. Yeah. Well, it came out either late last week or earlier this week that the Department of Defense, specifically set that up for it to be like it. Listen, it was an organized situation. The question is going to be who, when the smoke clears, who's behind it. And I don't just mean Trump, because that's too easy. I mean, because he ain't, listen, it's bigger forces than Trump. No, Green isn't out yet. Nope. All right, y'all. Let me start dropping the information. So make sure you guys, let me get y'all the link, are subscribed to the backup channel. Make sure y'all are subscribed to the backup channel. And I hope that, oh Lord, sorry, y'all. It didn't copy and paste. And I hope for those of you that are reading the book, you are enjoying the book. I will be dropping chapters 4, 5, and 6, the summary for chapters 4, 5, and 6 sometime in the next day or so. And I know some of y'all are already past that, but just, just keep up with us, honey. Keep up with us. Well, McCarthy said they're not going to remove her from any committee. So I don't know. We'll see. She needs to be removed from all them damn committees, but we'll see. I don't have a whole lot of faith that she's not going to be removed, or that she is going to be removed, I should say. And don't forget to shop Avon. Here's my Avon link. Y'all get on over there and get y'all some good stuff from the Avon store, hunty. Y'all go check it out. Thank you to everyone who has already ordered from Avon. I met my January goal. So now I'm jumping on top of February so I can meet my February goal. I did meet my personal goal for February. For January. So thank you everybody who ordered something from my Avon, those who wanted to order, but you just couldn't, because I get it. Everybody can't, or everybody don't need nothing. I understand. But for those who did, thank you. And for those who wanted to or desired to, I appreciate the thought. Thank you, C Golden. Thank you so much. The book, for those of you who you still have time to jump on it, the book is Indigo. Oh, it's in my purse because I had it with me today. The book is Indigo. Exactly, Miss Honey. Exactly. The book is Indigo by Beverly Jenkins. So feel free to get the book and join us. Join us. We will be live over there on Monday night to have a live conversation about chapters 1 through 9 of the book. So go ahead and join in now, and I will see y'all later. Peace. And please subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe. Thank you.